Hello students, welcome to another session of the subject Computer Concepts and C Programming. Why I am telling all the time the name of the subject? Just because I have observed so many times ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸು ಯಾವ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಪ್ಪ ಇದು ಅಂತ ಅಂದಾಗ ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಸಿ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಬರೀತಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ನೇಮು ಸಿ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸಿ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಿಂಗ್. ನಿಮ್ಮ ತಲೆ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ನೇಮ್ ಫುಲ್ ಬರಲಿ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ನಾನು ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸಿ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೇನು ಕಲ್ತ್ವಿ? ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಲರ್ನ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಲೂಪಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್. You came to know if you want to do repetition of a certain section of the code n number of times, you have to use the decision making and looping statements. Adralli we learned about the while loop, do while loop as well as the for loop. Adadmele we also learned about break statement, continue statement and also the exit function. So idu moorunu hege upayogiskobeku annadunu ನಾವು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಮೂಲಕ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ವಿ. So in this session we are going to learn about one of the example of user defined data type, which is called as enumerated data type and storage classes. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಸೆಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಎರಡೂ ತುಂಬಾನೇ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ 5 ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ಬೋತ್ ದ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯು ಇನ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್ and also these concepts are very much necessary for your understanding and building business logic for solving problems. Okay, now let us start with enumerated data type. As I mentioned, it is an user defined data type, which means this data type is created by the user andre programmer. What is this actually? It is nothing but it refers to numbers for names. That is, if you take a name which is called as an identifier, that name or an identifier will be referring an integer or a whole number. Okay, let's see the syntax. Enum is the keyword. Enumerated anta ನಾವು ಯೂಸ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದು ಬೇಡ. Enum is the keyword. Enum variable name, and here you have identifier 1, identifier 2, like this you have n number of identifier, and these identifier are nothing but standard identifiers which we discussed in the earlier session. It is nothing but a string. Okay, now to declare variables, of enum. So again you have to use enum. This enum variable name and variable name which is nothing but again an identifier. So this is how you create enum variable and declare the enum variable. Now we'll see an example. ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ. ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಡೇ ಅಂತ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಸಂಡೇ, ಮಂಡೇ ಆಲ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಇಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Saturday. SAT. Close the flower bracket, terminate with a semicolon. ಇದರದ್ದು ಒಂದು ವೇರಿಯಬಲ್ ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. So as per the variable name, day is the name of the variable, and you can use any variable identifier d as the variable. What exactly this kind of enum variable is all about? See, when you mark or when you create a identifier as Sunday, internally the compiler will allocate 0 for this, 1 for this, 2 for this, so 3 for this, 4, 5 and 6. So what it means is, whenever you are using SUN, compiler will substitute 0. Whenever you are using WED in your program, it will be substituted by 3. So it's nothing but an identifier which is referring to a number. So ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಇದು ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, see, human beings are very much comfortable with names rather than numbers. So ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ನಾವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ, it will be difficult for us to relate and correlate while doing the program or while working on the program. So for that, ಇದು simplicity sake ಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಅಷ್ಟೇ, for sake of simplicity, instead of 0 as Sunday, 1 as Monday ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋ ಬದಲು, why don't we can create SUN itself as an identifier using enum, and that will be internally substituted by 0, so on and so forth. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 0, 1, 2, 3 ಅಂತ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಬೇಡ. ನಮಗೆ ಸಂಡೇ, ಮಂಡೇ ಅಥವಾ ನಾವೇನು ಕೀವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ನಾವೇನು ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈಯರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಆ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈಯರ್ಸ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೋದು. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಫ್ enumerated data type or enumerated variable. Now we'll take one example. ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಜನರಲಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ರೂಮಲ್ಲಿ ಆದರೆ ನಾನು ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ದ ಕ್ವೆರೀಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್. ಅಂದರೆ ಕೆಲವರು ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಸರ್ ಇದು 0 ಬಂದು ನನಗೆ 5 ಇಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಆ ಥರ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ? ಎಸ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್. ಸಿ, ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಅಸೈನ್ ಎನಿ ನಂಬರ್ ಯೋರ್ ವಿಶ್. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಸಂಡೇ ಈಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು 5, ಮಂಡೇ, ಟ್ಯೂಸ್ಡೇ ಅಂತ ಹೀಗೆ ನೀವು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ, ಸಂಡೇ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ 5, ಮಂಡೇ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ 6, Tuesday TUE will be having the value 7. So you can give numbers as you wish. By default, compiler will start from 0. Keep this in mind. Students, I have given a simple example for enumerated data type. See, very first you are declaring a variable of type integer and calling it as OPT. Then enum OS is another user defined data type that is enumerated. Windows, Linux. By default, Windows is having 0, Linux is having the value 1. Now we'll ask the user to enter either 0 or 1 for 0 representing Windows, 1 for representing Linux. So ಇದು ಯಾವ ತರ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, whenever you have loaded multiple operating system in your machine, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 2-3 ಆಪರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ, ಜನರಲಿ when you switch on the computer, then it will ask you for the option ಯಾವ ಆಪರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ನ ನೀವು ಚೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅದೇ ಅನಾಲಜಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಈ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ನ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು. ಸೊ OPT will be entered by the user. It will be either 0 or 1. Suppose the user enters 0 to load Windows, so OPT ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ 0 substitute ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Is 0 equal to Windows? Yes, because Windows value itself is 0 as per the enum. So is this either true agate, then printf window loading will be displayed as output. Suppose user enters 1, then Linux ಇಲ್ಲಿ 1 substitute agate. Is 1 equal to Linux? Yes, printf Linux will be loaded. So suppose if user enters other than 0 and 1, this program will not give any output as per the instructions we have given. Okay. So I hope you have understood the usage of enumerated data type. I am going to discuss one more example for enumerated data type. In this example, we have declared the variable of enumerated variable data type also. See, enum day refers to all the days of the week, and D is a variable of type D, of type day. D equal to 1 another the assignment statement ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ. This can be assigned, D can be assigned as 1, 2, 3, whatever, 0, whatever it is. So in this case, example sake I have given it as 1. If D equal to SUN, SUN means 0, MON means 1, like that as discussed, these identifier has got or is referring to a number. So in this case, ಈ ಕೇಸಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಟ್ರೂ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, 1 equal to 1 printf Monday. ಈ ಎನ್ಯುಮರೇಟೆಡ್ ಡೇಟಾ ಟೈಪ್ ನ ಯಾಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್ ಈಸಿ ಟು ವರ್ಕ್ ವಿತ್ ನೇಮ್ಸ್ ರಾದರ್ ದನ್ ನಂಬರ್ಸ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 0, 1, 2, 3 ಅಂತ ಹಾಕೋ ಬದಲು ಸಂಡೇ, ಮಂಡೇ ಆ ಥರ SUN, MON ಅಂತ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈಯರ್ಸ್ ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. So this is what the enumerated data type is all about. Now we will take up the next topic for today's session, that is storage classes. Storage classes is very easy concept for you to understand. It is nothing but characteristics of a variable or feature of a variable. It talks about the feature of the variable. Storage classes ಏನು ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, storage classes talks about where the variable will be stored, that is nothing but storage area. It talks about scope, which refers to how it is visible in the program, whether it is a local scope or a global scope, and it refers to the lifetime of the variable, means till where or till how long this variable has got life in the memory, or how long I can access the value that is assigned to this variable. So these three are the important characteristics of the variable, which is termed as storage classes. So it describes the characteristics of the variable. Under storage classes, storage area, scope, lifetime. So storage area LD, generally there are two types of storage, the CPU memory or the register memory. There is one more memory which is called as heap memory. When we are learning C++ or Java, we will come to know about heap memory. So this memory what we are talking about is all about the RAM or the primary memory, which is referred as a stack memory. Register memory is another kind of primary memory where the CPU is having a storage areas. So CPU alli there will be small registers which can store some values which are limited in number. So ಈ register memory ಯಾಕೆ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, if you want to access the data very quickly, then you have to store the variables or the data in the register memory so that CPU can quickly access and process it. Okay, so this is what the storage area is all about. Then you have local and global scope. Scope refers to the visibility of the variable. Visibility in the sense till where the variable is visible in the program, whether it is a local to the block or globally available in the program or globally available to all the blocks of code. Then you have the lifetime. Lifetime refers to whether it is up to the end of block or until the program terminates. So lifetime refers to the place in memory for the variable. So till where the variable is alive to work with. So whether it is until the end of the block or until the program is terminated. So this is what storage class is all about. So in storage class we have 4 categories. One is auto storage class, register storage class, and the third one is static storage class, and the fourth one is external storage class. Now we'll study all these four different types of storage class with respect to storage area, scope and lifetime. For this I have to draw one table and explain to you. Students, if we want to understand all the different kinds of storage class, it's better if we draw a table like this. So here you can find all the different kinds of storage class, that is auto, register, static as well as external. Here this one refers to the storage, its scope, lifetime, what is its initial value or default value, and how you declare this storage class, and we'll take one example. So let's fill up these table cells one by one. See, auto storage class by default it is allocated in the CPU memory. I'll just write it as memory itself. Okay, its scope is always local scope. Okay, and its lifetime is end of the block. Andre as soon as the block ends, block antandre suppose il variable declare madidira int a antandre, so this value of a will be visible only up to this, only up to the closing flower bracket. So this is what the end of the block. Its default or initial value is a garbage value. ಏನಿದು ಗಾರ್ಬೇಜ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಮ್ ಜಂಕ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ವೇರಿಯಬಲ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಂಟ್ ಎ ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಎಫ್ ಎ ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಎ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸಮ್ ಜಂಕ್ ನಂಬರ್ಸ್. ಡಿಕ್ಲರೇಷನ್ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ಆಟೋ, ಇಂಟ್ ಆರ್ ಡೇಟಾ ಟೈಪ್, ವೇರಿಯಬಲ್ ನೇಮ್, semicolon. So auto is the keyword, whichever data type you want, and then variable name. This auto is also optional, andre by default all the variables are auto register storage class. By default all the variables are auto storage class. So example tagodana, auto int x. Bari int x anta tagondruno it is referring to auto storage class. Register storage class anta andre ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ the variable will be allocated space in the CPU registers for faster access. So storage area is CPU register. Okay, its scope is also local, its lifetime is also end of the block. Its default value is also garbage value. Declaration is register keyword, data type and variable name semicolon. Example tagodana, register int x. Now x is a variable of type register storage class. The next concept is the static storage class. ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಈ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಸ್ಟೋರೇಜ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ಸು ತುಂಬಾ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟು. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಇದನ್ನು ನೀವು ಕೆಲವು ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ನೀಡ್ಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೋದು. ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಇಫ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ದ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ದ ವೇರಿಯಬಲ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಟು ಬಿ ರಿಟೈನ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಕಾಲ್ಸ್, ಅಂದರೆ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ನು ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಆ ವೇರಿಯಬಲ್ಗೆ ಅಸೈನ್ ಆಗಿರೋ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ, ಲೇಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ರಿಟೈನ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ದೆನ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಸ್ಟೋರೇಜ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಡಿಫಾಲ್ಟ್ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ CPU memory, its scope is also local, its lifetime is until program terminates, its default value is 0, andre initial value will be 0, static, data type, variable name, static, int x example. Okay, so isn't it easy? So static variable na yavag use ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? You use static variable only when you want the value to be retained between function calls. So ಅದನ್ನ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಒಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. It retains the value between function calls. Extern is the last kind of storage class. Idondu by default storage location is CPU memory. Its scope is global in nature. ಅಂದರೆ ಇದು extern variable ಎಲ್ಲ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ಗಳು accessible. So its lifetime is also until program terminates. ಅಂದರೆ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಎಂಡ್ ಆಗೋ ತನಕನೂ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಆ ವೇರಿಯಬಲ್ ಸ್ಟೋರೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಡಿಫಾಲ್ಟ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ 0. Extern is the keyword, data type and variable name. Example is extern int x. Okay, so ಏನಿದು extern ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ extern generally refers to a variable that is declared outside the program and accessed within multiple programs. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಆ ವೇರಿಯಬಲ್ ನ ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಡೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನ್. ದ ವೇರಿಯಬಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬಿನ್ ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡಿಫೈನ್ಡ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್ವೇರ್. ಡಿಫೈನ್ಡ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಡಿಕ್ಲರೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂನು ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಜನರಲಿ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಆಗಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಡಿಫೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ 10 ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ವೇರೆವರ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಯೂಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್, the value 10 will be substituted. External variable ಕಲಿಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಗಮನಕ್ಕೆ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಅದನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀತೀನಿ. Suppose you have one header file, some header .h, ಒಂದು ಹೆಡರ್ ಫೈಲ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಲೈಬ್ರರಿ ಫೈಲ್ ಒಂದು ಏನು ಇದೆ. So in that variable, in that header file, you have declared a variable called y. Okay, so extern int y ಅಂತ ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. void main printf %d y ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ what will happen is this y value is declared and defined in some header file.h, and when you say y, the value of y in that particular header file will be displayed over here. So this is what one more thing you need to remember when you are working with external storage class. Students, I hope you have understood the concepts of storage class. Now we have successfully completed Unit 1 and Unit 2. In the next class onwards, we are going to the Unit 3 of your syllabus. Implement the example for enumerated data type. Already I have typed the program. This is the same program which was discussed while explaining enumerated data type. Here we are going to simulate the booting of multiple operating system. This is the enumerated data type we have created. The name of the enum variable is OS. Windows and Linux are the two identifiers or named constants. Windows by default the value is 0, Linux the value is 1. It is also called as symbolic constant. So I'm going to declare one variable called OPT, where I will ask the user to enter 0 for Windows and 1 for Linux. So this scanf will accept the input. If input is equal to Windows, then Windows should boot. If input is equal to Linux, then Linux should boot. Let me compile it. There are no errors in this program. Let me run it. I will enter 0. I got the output Windows booting. I will execute it once again. Now I will enter 1. I got the answer Linux booting. Now just to test, I will give another input which is other than 0 and 1. I'll give 9. I will not get any output because there are only two ifs, one for 0 and one for 1. So this is the simple example for enum. Now I will run and execute one more program for enumerated data type. In this program, I have created the enumerated data type as days. One variable has been created of type days. Now I am assigning the value d as 1, and I am using switch case now. In the video session I have explained with else if, but as I told, you can use either switch or else if. So just to show you a variety, I am here using switch case. So case Sunday, SUN, MON, TUE, WED, THU are the days of the week, and these are all symbolic constants related to the days enumerated data type. Okay. In this case, d is equal to 1, which means case MON has to be executed. So output will be it's a Monday. Let's compile. There are no errors. Already I have compiled it. Now I'll run the program. Yes, I got the output. It's a Monday. Now I will try to change the value. I'll give value as 4. I have to compile it once again. Let me run it. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Output has to be it's a Thursday. Yes, we got the correct output. So now you came to know how this enumerated data type is used. I'll just walk you through the program. I will walk you through the program. Here enumerated data type has been created, also a variable created, and I'm assigning the value 4 or any number to this particular enumerated data type variable. And switch case is used for multi-way branching. Here we have typed all the days of the week, and that's it. The switch case is ending over here, and this is the main function. Okay, I hope you have understood. Thank you. I'm going to show you the behavior of the storage classes. There are 4 types of storage classes: auto storage class, register storage class, static, as well as extend storage class. In this example, first I will show you what you mean by auto storage class. As I mentioned, auto storage class is by default. So any data type preceded by auto keyword will be termed as auto storage class, and by default antakshna this auto is not required also. Even if you omit this, it is considered as auto storage class. Okay. Now I will print, just only see the value of I. Don't bother about the rest of the program. I'll compile this program. We'll just concentrate on the value what we will get for I. I value we have not initialized, so we should be getting some value, either 0 or some junk value. Yes, if you see I, we got some junk value. Suppose I initialize value as 6, I will get the answer as 6. Okay, I value is 6. So this is what auto storage class is all about. Register is also same as auto storage class, except for the storage location. Rest the behavior is same. I will compile it. As I mentioned, we should get output either as 0 or some junk value. Nodana ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. Yes, we got some junk value 8 ಅಂತ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ, but 8 is not assigned itself. So always whenever we are working with register storage or auto storage class, make sure you initialize the value, otherwise you will get some unknown results or wrong results. Okay, so this is what the difference between auto and register storage class. Now I will explain to you the extend storage class. Extend storage class is nothing but a variable which is declared outside the current program. So this program is enum.c and we have named it, but in the case of extend storage class, the variable is declared somewhere else in a header file. So I have declared a header file test.h. In that I have declared a variable and assigned the value 10. So EVAR is the variable and its value is 10. How did I create this header file? It's very easy. File, new, okay. So you can go to custom over here and then click on files, click on C header file, go name the file, that's it. Very easy. Like how you create a C source files ಹೇಗೆ create ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, header file ಹಂಗೆ create ಮಾಡೋದು. Header file can have functions and variables which can be used in multiple files. That's the advantage of header files. So in this case I'm just keeping one variable, that's it, to show you. Now I'll click on the file name sc. Sorry, the file name is not enum.c, the file name is sc.c. So here if I want to include the test.h header file, I have to say the preprocessor directive #include test.h in double quotes. Double quotes ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, suppose the file is in other folder, then we have to use double quotes. Suppose the file is in the same folder, then double quotes is not required. You have to use the angular brackets like this. stdlib ಹೇಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅದೇ ತರ. Okay. Now we have to use that variable, right, which is there in the test.h. So I am using extend int EVAR. EVAR is the variable declared in the test.h. We will try to access the value over here in this current program. So just concentrate on this part of the program now. So extend var EVAR. Here we have assigned EVAR as 10. So we should get the output 10. Let's compile and see the output. Here we got the answer 10. So which means that we are accessing the variable which is declared outside the current program. So easily we understood the register, auto as well as extend variable. The last storage class is the static storage class. So as I explained in the theory class, that is the video lecture session, static storage class retains the value of the variable between function calls. So in order to explain to you what we have done over here is, I have created a function called questions. So this questions function is called how many times? 10 times it has been called. I understand that you have not been introduced to functions. It's okay. When you come to the functions module, I will explain to you over there. Then you can come back to the same program and clarify your confusions. Questions is a user defined function. In this I have declared an integer variable called correct and assigned it a value 1, and I am incrementing it and returning the variable. So here the value of the variable is received as x, and I am here displaying the value x as output. So as per this, our intention is to get the value 11. Why? Because initialization is 1. So 10 times this function is called means we should get 11 as the answer. But let's see what we get. We are getting the value 2. That is, even though the function has executed 10 times, we are getting the value as 2 because this function has got a variable of type auto storage class and it is unable to retain the values between the functions call. So 10 times function call agidru, our latest value yen update agide, it is not able to retain that. So for this what we have to do, we have to make it as static. Then this variable will retain the previous value it was updated. So now the value we will get is 11 for x. See here. So now you came to know the difference between auto storage class, static storage class, register as well as extend storage class. Thank you.